The account stops responding before the message finishes sending. The verification badge remains. The archive continues updating without him. He wakes up in a house renovated so many times, it no longer feels historical. The walls are thicker. The windows are tinted. The address no longer appears on maps the way it once did. Packages arrive without sender names. Devices update overnight. He does not touch most of them. When he does, it is slow. The interfaces assume speed. The delay marks him as an outlier. Elvis Presley is alive, but the systems around him treat that fact as optional. His voice circulates daily without his involvement. Clips are rebalanced for volume and tempo. The face is corrected for lighting. The body is cropped out. The past is optimized into fragments that load quickly. Most mornings, he eats alone. The television stays muted. News scrolls anyway. His name appears without context. It appears next to numbers. Engagement curves. Anniversary reminders. A new remaster drops. He is not consulted. He has learned that consultation creates delay. And delay creates friction. And friction invites escalation. There is a phone he does not carry. It stays on a table by the door. It rings less every year. When it rings, the voice on the other end speaks in frameworks: risk mitigation, brand alignment, audience expectation. They do not ask how he feels. They ask whether he plans to appear. He goes outside later than most. Cameras catch him anyway. Someone posts a photo. The caption guesses wrong. The algorithm does not correct it. The image travels. By morning, it has been repackaged by accounts that have never met him. He does not request removal. Requests generate records. Inside the house, assistants rotate. They are polite. They log everything: what he eats, how long he sleeps, when he leaves a room. The data is meant to protect him. It also means he is never unobserved. Silence becomes a data point. Absence becomes a pattern. He listens to music through speakers that recommend the next song before the current one ends. His own work appears occasionally, not the versions he remembers recording. These are cleaner, narrower, the pauses shortened, the imperfections reduced. The system believes this is improvement. Sometimes he pauses longer than necessary, standing still in a room that no longer echoes the way it once did. Younger voices speak about him in past tense while acknowledging he is still alive. They say the influence matters more than the person. They say the image belongs to everyone now. He does not argue. Arguing produces clips. Clips produce narratives. Narratives are difficult to close. He has accounts he does not manage. They post on his behalf. Birthdays, holidays, neutral statements during national moments. Each post is tested. Each caption cleared. When he suggests changing a word, the response is careful. Consistency matters. Deviations create volatility. There was a proposal for a small performance, not a tour. A controlled environment. Phone sealed. Audience vetted. Insurance extensive. Rehearsal footage leaked anyway. The comments focused on posture, on age, on cost. The idea was shelved. Shelving counts as a decision. He drives less now. Cars track routes. Routes become expectations. Expectations are difficult to interrupt without explanation. He prefers to be driven. The contract includes silence clauses that extend beyond death. The clauses are standard. His catalog generates income hourly. He receives reports quarterly. The numbers rise. The access narrows. He is told this is stability. Stability means fewer surprises. It also means fewer choices. When he asks about recording something new, the question is reframed. What would it compete with? Who would it confuse? Whether it would dilute? At home, he sings quietly. No recording, no witnesses. The voice remains, but it does not travel. It stays in the room. Rooms are not monetized. This is the cost. A documentary releases without his participation. Licensed footage. Expert commentary. Certainty without contact. The reviews praise balance. He is not invited to respond. Legal teams monitor mentions, not all of them, only the ones that cross thresholds. Thresholds change. He learns after the fact. A deepfake circulates briefly. The takedown succeeds. The correction spreads slower. He is advised not to comment. Commenting extends lifespan. He attends a meeting arranged, so he faces a screen. Projections appear. Collaborations. Holographic appearances. Not posthumous, but close enough. The language is careful. He asks whether he needs to be present. The answer is flexible. Leaving early is noted. At night, he scrolls through lists. Greatest. Most influential. Overrated. Underrated. His position shifts slightly week to week. Movement is minimal. Stasis is framed as success. A young artist samples his voice without knowing it is licensed. Clearance happens automatically. The song trends briefly. He hears it in a store. Recognition arrives late. By then, the moment has passed. Familiarity is discouraged. Staff changes. Names are learned and forgotten deliberately. Remembering feels like investment. Investment implies continuity. Continuity attracts exposure. He is offered a memoir with guardrails. No revelations. Approved anecdotes. Legacy framing. The advance is large. The control is not. He declines. The decline becomes a story. A platform introduces real-time remixing of classic performances. His likeness is included. Opt-out exists, but requires explanation. He remains opted in. Remaining visible without reaction is cheaper. On anniversaries, traffic spikes. Messages flood in. He does not read them all. The unread count grows. Growth implies obligation. He logs out. Medical appointments are scheduled around press cycles. Not for health, for optics. Absence invites speculation. Speculation invites content. He watches debates where his name becomes shorthand, mispronounced, quoted, reframed. He considers correcting it. Corrections prolong attention. He stays silent. A room in the house stores artifacts, awards, costumes, letters, cataloged, loaned, exhibited. He does not visit them. Visiting requires announcements. Announcements require statements. Documents are signed weekly. Renewals, permissions, subtle expansions. The language shifts quietly. The answers are reassuring. Reassurance costs time. A rumor of a comeback starts from a misread calendar entry. The denial is delayed to avoid amplification. The delay becomes confirmation. Merchandise appears. He does not open the samples. Smaller gatherings feel safer. Safety feels like absence. He learns how to speak in ways that generate no headlines. Neutral verbs. Passive constructions. The habit closes off expression. An AI model releases trained partly on his recordings. The statement mentions respect. The output sounds close enough to unsettle. The settlement includes compensation and partnership. The partnership includes silence. He is invited to comment on debates involving his image. The draft response is long. The final response is one sentence. It satisfies no one. It offends no one. It circulates briefly and disappears. He keeps a notebook that is not synced. Paper resists extraction. When it fills, he does not replace it. Replacement implies continuation. A biopic reboot proceeds without him. Digital de-aging included. It performs adequately. He notices that doing nothing produces more conversation than action. Activity invites scrutiny. Inactivity invites myth. Myth is easier to manage. The phone by the door rings again. A limited offer, a narrow window. He asks, what happens if he says no? The answer is immediate. The window closes. The archive updates. The badge remains. The account stays silent. This video is a speculative simulation based on documented behavior, historical records, and psychological patterns. It does not claim factual accuracy and does not suggest that Elvis Presley is alive.
By classic 1950s American rock and roll.